learn to stay humble no matter how successful you get. So this is kind of like a tag to the last video I met. It's kind of like a part two, sort of, but because it's still about ego. You know, like you get a high ego and then you lose a sense of humbleness. So basically what I'm saying is make sure that you keep that humbleness with you, because when you have a sense of humbleness but a positive ego, you know, like you have a high self-esteem, you think highly of yourself, this is a very good combination of two emotions, right? Because when you think highly of yourself and on top of that you're humble, that means you value yourself, you value your time, you value everything about you, you value your life. But on top of that, you're also humble enough not to shove your success down other people's throats or make them feel like you're beneath them in any way. So I think this will make people want to be around you more, because let's be honest, if we're around people that like, they just talk about how, like when they talk about themselves, it's always negative. There's nothing good to say about themselves. These people get annoying because it just looks like they're seeking for attention. So when you get around somebody who you don't hear any of the whole like, oh, I'm so ugly, oh, I'm never gonna do anything with my life, oh, I'm never gonna be able to amount to anything, you know, these things, it gets annoying. But when you don't hear that and say the person is going down like a good path, and on top of that they're humble about it, they don't think that they're better than everybody, it, I think, adds a sense of likability to this person, because people, I think, want to be around those kind of guys, or those people or women or whatever. But I think really in anything that you do, just make sure you have a sense of humbleness to you. This will also be really good to your personal brand, because let's be honest, nowadays personal brand is one of the most important things ever. And it's not just like for money or success, it's more for also, or it's also for day-to-day life. Like if you have a very negative reputation and people hear about that, they're gonna have a very negative initial thought about you, and that first thought could ruin your guys' entire future relationship, friendship, whatever. So really, your personal brand is important even in your day-to-day life. If people hear a lot of highly good things about you, they don't hear much negative, then more people are going to want to be around you, because they're like, ooh, well, what is this person about? Like, how is this person actually? And then when they see that for themselves, that you are that person that everybody describes, people like you even more, because now they have evidence to it. But obviously, no matter what, you're never going to be able to please everybody, so there's always going to be somebody who has something negative to say. But if you keep the real high ego, high humbleness, and people can sense that. So even if somebody says something negative about you, if they actually give you a chance to meet you, and they figure out this is actually how you are, then they like you in the long run, I think. But you're just gonna make sure that no matter how far you get in life with whatever that is, you should keep a sense of humbleness. Don't waste your time trying to make yourself look better than everybody else. It's just a waste, and it's gonna do you no favors. It just makes you look bad. It gives you a bad image. So you want to stay away from this. Just keep the humbleness going. Try to increase the humbleness as much as possible. You know, we're all human. We're all here. We were all placed here. So yeah, just keep a sense of humbleness. Do your thing. Stay on your own path, and I think you will reap the benefits if you just keep positive. I mean, just keep going on that same road. And I think just like karma, you know, you do something negative, it comes back. I think it's the same thing with positivity. You do something positive, it always comes back. There's always a sense of the energy coming back to you. It's like a constant recycle. It just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. Now, obviously, it's not guaranteed. You're not going to be able to like give somebody homeless some money and expect you to get some great thing. That's not how it works either, but it's still just better for your sense of humanity to just be a more positive person. Just stay humble. Now, I think we all get tempted to, like, especially if you're successful or you're going down a way better path than some other person, I think we're all tempted to talk about it especially if someone's talking shit, which I, it's on you, it's your life. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie and say I've never done that. Oh, I definitely have. When people like to open up their mouths, you definitely want to retaliate. And I could definitely, what's the word? I can definitely, man, what is the word? Oh, relate. I can definitely relate to that. I can relate to that because when people open up their mouths about your life, or they say that you're going down the wrong path, or this isn't meant for you, this is, it's like, dude, it's not your life, it's my life. I'll do what I want with it. I don't care if you're my parents. I don't care if you're my family, my friends. It's not your life, it's mine. I ultimately have the decision to do whatever I want. You can't tell me what to do with it. So when people open their mouths about it and want to express their opinions, which, go for it, but understand that whenever you express an opinion, it always has some kind of consequence. Somebody might like it, somebody might not like it, which can cause arguments, it can cause agreements. So, I mean, but I think even in those scenarios, if you can control it, I think you should still stay humble, even in bad ways, because I think that's even better, because that's when you really need the humbleness the most, because people like test you, like test to see if they can break that. So I think it's best if you just keep your humbleness going, because then it just makes you look even better than if you were to stay humble in a positive situation, right? So just keep your sense of humbleness, just keep going down the good path, and I think if you do that, you keep an ego, but you don't let your ego get in the way of things. Use it as a positive tool to your life to respect yourself. I don't think it's bad to have an ego. I think it's actually a lot worse to have no ego whatsoever and think very low of yourself than to think very highly of yourself. I mean, yeah, both are bad, but if I was to be honest, I'd rather have a super high ego, think I'm better than everybody, than have no ego whatsoever and just think I'm beneath everybody, because those people get nowhere. Because they really think that they won't amount to anything. They won't. And those are the people that hold themselves back. So, yeah, and I think people often nowadays too, they get very offended when you do show that you love yourself. I don't know why. For some reason, people think it's a bad thing to love what you're doing or love yourself. So I think just stay away from these people, because they're also just a nuisance to be around. They get offended over every little thing. If you think highly of yourself, they get offended. So, I mean, you're wasting your time being around those people as well. So, yeah. And people often will get confidence and ego confused a lot. Like, they'll say you need to be confident in yourself, but then when you show confidence, and all of a sudden they say that you have this huge ego and you think you're better than everybody. No. It's just, I love myself. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to love yourself before anybody else will love you. Think about it this way. If you can't even love yourself, how do you expect anybody else to do it as well? How do you expect people to love you when you don't even love yourself? It makes no sense. It's like it takes somebody teaching you about business when they know nothing about business. Would you listen to those people? Would you really listen to the person talking to you about how to start a business when they've never done it in their life? The answer is no. Would you ever listen to somebody talk about how to lose weight when they're obese? No, because they don't have evidence behind it. So if you don't love yourself, how do you expect other people to love you as well? You don't have any evidence. You don't have any evidence that you even love yourself, so why should I love you, you know? But the good thing is, though, is even sometimes when people don't love themselves, other people do. I'm just saying, though, look at it in this way. If you can't love yourself, don't expect people to love you as well. So first, learn to appreciate yourself and love yourself. And then that will be a good thing. I think that'll be a good thing in your life, because then you'll start to think bigger, brighter achievements, goals, whatever. You start doing better things with your time, being more productive, all that because you appreciate and you value your time a lot more. But yeah, just just stay humble no matter how far you get, no matter how low you get, just stay humble the whole way. And I promise that will add to your personal brand even then, because if you get super successful and you have a very positive personal brand, people will like you even more, which means they'll probably want to buy stuff from you more because they like your personality. They like how you are. And it's even better if you actually are that way. Like if you actually are humble and all that, because then when people meet you in real life and they find out, then you'll have this person say, oh, I met this guy, and he actually was really cool, and he was really humble and this and that. And then that adds to your personal brand. So it's like a referral. These people are basically referring how you actually are in real life. And if you actually are that way in real life, that's a good thing. And the reason why I say it's better to be actually like this in real life is because there's a lot of celebrities that on camera, they seem very nice, they seem very like genuine people, but then you hear stories about when people meet them in real life, they're just dickheads or whatever, they think they're better than them. So that's what I'm saying by it's even better if you are actually that way. But I mean, I'm running out of time, but that's basically it. Just stay humble no matter how far you go, and I think life will definitely reward you after that. Stay positive. Positivity comes back. But other than that, life is too short to make a change.